We all want to make more money in our Amazon FBA businesses, but knowing what steps to take to increase profitability can be difficult. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 practical steps you can take to increase your Amazon FBA profits starting today. Tip number 1 is to audit your overhead. This is all of your fixed monthly expenses such as software or any kind of expense that you're consistently paying on a monthly basis. It's important to run an overhead audit every so often so that you can take a look and see if you're paying for anything that's not actually necessary. As sellers, it's really easy to get caught up in fancy tools that we think is going to help, things that we want to try out, but we end up either not using them or not getting the full value that we thought we might have been getting. It's also easy for things to just slip our minds, so it's important to run an overhead audit on a regular basis. I would recommend at least once a month run an overhead audit, go through all of your bank statements, credit cards, anything that you run operating expenses, charges on, run through that and make sure you're not paying for anything that's not necessary. This is a really simple step that you can take today to lower your overhead and increase your profits. Tip number 2, and this one's kind of unique, is find a partner to share expenses with. You'll probably still each have your own businesses, but it's kind of like pooling resources to split expenses. I'm going to share a few examples of this. So a lot of people in the Amazon industry will find warehouses and then they'll sublease or just split costs with other Amazon sellers. This is a way to kind of combine resources while splitting the cost and making it actually happen. Another example is I have a business partner that I share all my VA team with. So all of our virtual assistant payroll costs are split between me and him, but we're still both able to get the benefit of having those leads that the VAs generate every day. Make sure it's somebody that you can trust and know that you're going to be able to work with well, but by finding a partner and splitting your costs, this can really have a huge impact on increasing your profits. I mean, payroll and warehousing are 2 of the biggest expenses for Amazon sellers, so if you can split that in half or at least come up with some kind of split to save you money, that'll have a huge impact on your profitability. Tip number 3 is to manufacture margin into your business. This is looking for any opportunities to manufacture your margin and increase the margin that you have on all of your products. This is going to be done on the product research front. Here's a few ways that you can do it. Make sure that you're looking for any cashback opportunities, things like Rakuten, credit card cashback, etc. One pro tip that I'll give you with Rakuten is you can actually increase the amount that you're getting from them. Rakuten has the ability to let you take your payouts as AMEX points instead of getting an actual cash amount. Personally, I like to do this just because I like AMEX points for travel, but there's another hidden benefit that I like to do this for, and you should look into it as well. You can get a card with American Express called the Amex Schwab Platinum Card. This card has a benefit that allows you to transfer your Amex points into a Charles Schwab brokerage account at a 1.1x multiple. Then if you really do just want cash, you can take your Amex point payout from Rakuten, transfer it into the Schwab account at a 1.1x, and then withdraw it as cash. So here's an example. If Nike's giving out 10% cash back through Rakuten, you can take that 10% as Amex points and then transfer into the Charles Schwab at a 10% increase, making that 10% become 11%. This 10% can really add up, so definitely look into that. Another way you can manufacture your margin is to utilize Catch-all to get unlimited coupon codes. Some sites will allow you to enter an email address to get a discount code, and by setting up a Catch-all, you can get unlimited discount codes. How a Catch-all works is you buy a domain for like $2 or $3 a year, and then anything at that domain will look like a new email to the system while sending the coupon code to your actual email. So if I wanted to set up a catch-all with the domain @logan.com, I could tell the system abc@logan.com, abc123@logan.com. Anything at my domain will look like a new email to the system, but it will actually send the email to my actual email that I set it up with. This shows the system that we're signing up for the newsletter over and over again, but we're getting these coupon codes sent to our actual email address. Lastly, to manufacture your margin, make sure you're looking for any kind of coupon codes possible. Use things like Capital One Shopping, Rakuten, Honey, sites like that to find all the coupon codes that are available on the market. If you guys are getting value, please consider subscribing down below. Tip number 4 is to save sales tax as much as you possibly can. There's really 2 ways to do this. One is to get sales tax exemption with stores that will allow it. So for example, Walmart and Dollar Tree will accept your sales tax ID numbers from your states, and this will allow you to shop at those stores tax-free. Not every store is going to allow this, so you won't be able to do it. Definitely consult a CPA if you want to learn more about getting registered for sales tax. The other way is to ship your products if you're doing online arbitrage to a prep center in a tax-free state. There are some states that don't charge sales tax on any items, so by shipping your products to those prep centers in those states, you're not going to have to pay the sales tax. And then you're just going to pay a fee to that prep center for processing your inventory. Depends on the cost of your items, but generally that fee ends up being negated by the sales tax savings. So you're doing less work and saving money. Tip number 5, and this one's going to sound obvious, so just stick with me. Tip 5 is to sell more items. A lot of your overhead expenses are going to be fixed. There's some that are variable, but a lot will be fixed. So let's say you have fixed overhead of $1,000 a month. You generate $10,000 a month, and let's just say there were no other expenses. Then you're making $9,000 profit. But as you grow, let's say you scale to $15,000 a month, your overhead for the most part will stay the same. There's some variable expenses that'll make it increase, but by increasing your revenue to 15, now you're profiting $14K a month. Obviously, it's going to adjust a bit there, but the idea is that a lot of your overhead remains the same. So by separating that distance between your overhead and sales, you're automatically going to be increasing your profits. And that's 5 tips that you can implement today to increase your profits. Thanks for watching.